Most people think discipline is being tough, but for me, discipline is something else. It became the reason I kept going when everything felt uncertain. Let me tell you what discipline really means to me, how I learned it, and how it changed my life. So discipline, it's not motivation, it's a mindset. It's doing the work when you don't feel ready and when you don't want to do it. I thought that motivation was stronger than discipline, that discipline was something kind of useless. And I thought this for many years. Even though I've been at the army when I was younger, I also have been a firefighter for several years, discipline never has really been part of my journey. And I disagreed a lot when it was discipline is stronger than motivation and you need discipline to realize great things in your life. I completely disagree. But today, with time, I learned that motivation doesn't bring you anywhere. What makes you succeeding is discipline. And even better, discipline will make you keep going even when you don't see any results. And especially when you're doing something that few people believe in you, discipline will be the only engine that will empower you day after day. I think the strongest thing that made me develop this discipline is by understanding that discipline is a skill that you can develop, starting with small steps and getting bigger and bigger steps. And I think there is one element that definitely changed my vision of discipline. And I exactly remember this day. I had a layover in Frankfurt airport when I was going back to France. I had to wait about 4 hours between my two flights, and it was a moment of my life where I was not that good. I was a bit depressed. I had zero motivation. I was not going to the gym too often. I was not training that hard. And I was scrolling on Instagram, but I found one reel, and this reel was with the voice of David Goggins, and it hit me. I watched in loop again and again and again the same reel. And for days I was obsessed. This reel definitely changed my life, because from this day I started to understand what was discipline. And discipline, it's not something that you can from a day to another one master. It's a small promise you do to yourself every single day. There is this very famous speech from a Navy SEAL admiral telling that you should start every single day by making your bed, and that this small action will drive towards bigger actions. So to start to implement this discipline into my life, I started with very small things. We said that discipline starts with small action, so let's make this bed every morning. And this before, I was, what's the point to make the bed? I will go back to bed tonight and make it as a mess again. But I can guarantee you that the day I started to make the decision to make the bed every morning, it really changed something in my life. I started with small steps. It's not a big deal, it won't change the face of the world, but I can promise you that it will change the face of your day and your everyday life. And these small steps, we can put them everywhere in our life, typically in the kitchen. Because to be honest, it's a lot easier to arrive in the kitchen and just drop everything here. But to actually make the effort and go to wash everything directly, yes, it will take you 10 minutes of your time, but it will give you a lot of self-esteem and self-love and self-respect. Motivation comes and goes, but the discipline stays. So, same routine, same hours, same days, same systems. If I feel motivated, I can do a lot of push-ups. But if I don't feel motivated, then discipline takes place in the game. And then it's not about performing every time, it's just about having routine. And have no excuses, because we can have plenty of excuses. No, but today I have too much job, or today I had an extra appointment, or stuff. This, of course, sometimes we can have strong and okay excuses. But most of the time, if we are disciplined, these excuses, we will overpass them and find solutions. These small steps, they can look small, but it's how I started in my life with discipline. I made the decision to say, okay, everything I don't want to do now, I will do it later. I will not want to do it later neither. So I said, from now on, if there is something I have to do now or later, let's do it now. So I started to make my bed every morning. I started to have a routine. I started to clean more and to not say it later. Still, sometimes I can feel weak, I can have no motivation, but it's where discipline comes back to tell me, okay, you don't want, but do it now. And actually, it gives me a lot of satisfaction, a lot of pleasure. Because I'm proud of myself, I'm happy, and I feel that it brings something positive to my day and to my life. I can tell that discipline gave me peace because I stopped to be dependent on my feelings. The result doesn't come fast. It comes slowly, step by step. By putting all these small steps in our daily life, we will for sure see results. And today, I kind of feel unstoppable because I'm pushing a lot harder in the training. I'm able to keep my house clean. I get a lot of satisfaction. I'm very proud of myself and I feel a lot stronger in here. And this doesn't have a price. I can say that discipline changed my life, not because it made me stronger, but because it made me consistent. And consistency made me stronger. I will finish with one question. Do you also want to put more discipline into your life? Please share your thoughts with me in the comments below. Don't forget to put a thumb up and to subscribe to our channel. And I forgot to say, I did not have the time to make this video. I did not want, but I stayed disciplined. And it's the reason why we had this video this week. See you next week, same day, same time.